Hi, welcome to week 15 of Pregnancy with Fibromyalgia Diaries. I'm Melissa from melissaversusfibromyalgia.com, and I am jumping on each week just to give you a little idea of one mama with fibromyalgia's perspective of pregnancy. It's interesting because I wrote through my diaries for my second pregnancy as well on the blog, and this pregnancy is quite different, for which I'm very thankful. I'm on low-dose naltrexone, and the difference this time around has been huge. So I do have symphysis pubis disorder, so my pelvis and back have been quite sore, but I've been managing that quite well. This week the fatigue has kicked up a bit of a notch, and so that's been a bit difficult, but I'm just trying to rest when I get home from work. And then today, while the baby was resting and the 4-year-old was watching some TV, I had a quick lie down for half an hour, so that's really been helpful, and I've been going to bed quite early. The neck and shoulder pain has kicked up a notch, which is a bit disappointing, but it's still far better than it was before. I've had a few days of headaches because of the neck, so it's a bit difficult because you have to readjust to coping without any medicines at all that help with that, because the medicines that help with that are not safe during pregnancy, and I've done a lot of research on that stuff. So working with my deep heat cream and my essential oil cream and my stretching and my trigger point massager, and heat, lots of heat. And in the evening I've been getting into bed with my hot electric blanket on so that my back can have some bit of relief and release at the end of the day. I've had to modify work a bit, so I do 4.5 hours or so in the office, and then I wander back to my car and come home and sit down and use my heat pack while I do the last couple of hours from home, which has really made a big difference. So that's really nice. It's really great to have the sort of job that's really able to help you out like that. So everything's been going quite well, really. Week 15 is ticking over into week 16 really soon. We're in a weird phase between appointments. So in New Zealand you have a scan at 13 weeks and then again at 20 weeks. So I haven't had a midwife appointment or scan for a few weeks, and I don't have another one booked for a few more weeks. So we're in this kind of zone where most people start feeling the baby move, but because I have an anterior placenta, it might take a bit longer for me to feel, so I haven't felt anything yet. So it's a bit of a waiting game at this point. I do have a wee bump, but nothing that big yet. So it's a very cruisy time really in that respect. It's quite exciting. I read each week. I read the baby development thing, so it tells you what the baby is doing and what it's developing, and it's pretty well developed at this point. It's just tiny and needs to get some weight on, and a few things are still getting into place, so that's very exciting. My 4-year-old is really looking forward to the baby. He keeps coming up to the bump and giving it a kiss and a hug, and he says, "I'm not hugging you, Mum, I'm hugging the baby," which is really sweet. But he's like, "When is this baby coming? It's so far away." So yeah, it's a bit exciting for him and a bit of a long wait. The little one really doesn't get it at all, but he's doing some big development himself actually. At 17 months he's speaking a lot more and engaging a lot more, and really just growing in leaps and bounds. It's really exciting to see. If you want to come along, I have been chatting about pain relief and the SPD in my Pregnancy and Fibromyalgia Facebook group. We have an amazing team in there, and we're at all different stages of our journey, so it's really a great place. I'll put the link below if you want to come. I also wrote a book about pregnancy and fibromyalgia, which I'll link below. The last pregnancy diaries I actually wrote on my blog, so if you head on over to my blog you'll be able to find those on the pregnancy resources page. So this is just me sharing it via diary, just to give you one mama's perspective of what pregnancy with fibromyalgia is like. We're all different. We can't really know before we get into it what it will be like, so it's just nice to hear other people's points of views. I never found anything like this when I was pregnant, and I wished in my first pregnancy just to find out what it might be like, or if at least someone else was feeling the way I was or suffering the way I was. So I just want to share, just in case there's a person out there who's wondering But there is a lot more information out there now, which is very exciting. And if you like receiving these updates or want to be kept up to date, then subscribe. Click the subscribe thing below and have a look at my other videos. I have all the other pregnancy diaries, and I also have quite a few other videos actually. So I have some pregnancy, early pregnancy symptoms with fibromyalgia, and I also have my top 5 natural pain relief mechanisms, which are fine for pregnancy also. So if you have a search through my archives, you'll find all that, and I will see you next week. Bye.